take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they love one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You laughing on the psychopath sitting next to you. You laughing on the murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. We don't deal with outsiders very well. They say newcomers have a certain smell. Yeah, trust issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You laughing on the freak show sitting next to you. You laugh some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Why'd you come? You knew you should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. And now they're outside ready to buzz. It looks like you might be one of us. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Welcome to the room of people who have rooms of people that they love one day docked away. Just because we check the guns at the door doesn't mean our brains will change from hand grenades. You laughing on the psychopath sitting next to you. You laughing on the murderer sitting next to you. You think I'd get here sitting next to you. But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. We don't deal with outsiders very well. They say newcomers have a certain smell. Yeah, trust issues not to mention. They say they can smell your intentions. You laughing on the freak show sitting next to you. You laugh some weird people sitting next to you. You think how did I get here sitting next to you? But after all I've said, please don't forget. All my friends are heathens, take it slow. Wait for them to ask you who you know. Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse. Why'd you come? You knew you should have stayed. I tried to warn you just to stay away. And now they're outside ready to buzz. It looks like you might be one of us.
Hello, hello. All right. Sorry, guys. Had to make sure the mic was working. Cool. welcome, welcome back to the channel. I'm John Harris, and you guys give me a second. I'm going to see if I can get this music playing in the background. Give you guys a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes to get into the chat. Welcome in, welcome in. Give me a second. I can pull up some music to play. You can tell it's been a while. All right, all right. Let's see. It's not playing music. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna check something real quick. All right. So then we got the music playing. Cool, cool. All right. How's everybody feeling? Feeling pretty good? Cool, cool. Sorry for the thumbnail. It didn't. I didn't get a chance to change it before starting, so yeah. So it had the picture of I'll make sure to change it when I end the stream. It's gonna be a little misleading, and I apologize for that. People are gonna be like, "Hey, you said Jim Woo. Why is it fucking? Why you have it free run? Or I mean, why you have Fern on your thumbnail?" Sorry. If and to fix it, I would have to start the stream all over again. I didn't feel like doing that, so it's already late as it is. So here we are. This is gonna be pretty awkward as beginning to a stream, but F it, we're here. All right, so as you can see, we are attempting to finish this picture. And if we're lucky, we might just, work on some other stuff, just chill, Saturday night. I am kind of choosing to wind down after a long day with some art, so hence why we're here. Yeah, I know for a lot of you guys watching this it looks like it's pretty much done, right, for the most part. But there's this huge area here at the bottom. I kind of want to do something with in order to complete this picture. Right? I came across a pretty cool technique when I was messing around with this the other day. Softening up the line work to make it look a little less jarring to the eye. So, I wish I had the before and after, but you can kind of see here. Oh well, I mean, you really can't tell. I'll forego trying to show you guys that, but like I said, I'm gonna attempt to do something with the bottom of this picture here. A part of me wants to do that bluish background of the double dungeon in the bottom, but not sure how I want to go about doing that. I could also do like the system screens or something like that. That could be kind of cool. And also gotta try to find a way to fit the logo in here somewhere as well. So we got some options, we got some things we can work on. Don't tell me this glow only works outside of the... What? That's weird. weird. Okay. Oh, right. I see what happened. All right, cool. Do that. Do that. So, as you guys come into the chat, you know, if you see something that I'm working on or see something I'm doing, you want to ask a question or get some insight or tips, you know, feel free to hit me up. It'll be the best time to do it. Also, I want to apologize for the inconsistency for videos upload. Life has been pretty hectic. I had some stuff come up and personal, and had to address those things. So it's been a little bit of a touch and go. Still doing the gym. That's cool. Enjoying that. So I'm just kind of doing a quick sketch of what would potentially be like the screens and stuff. This is probably going to be its own separate like layer with effects and stuff over top of it as well. And I'm going to have to pull up a reference here in a second. Get an idea what I'm looking at here.
Models fits. Take a little bit of silver.
I wonder if it'd be just as simple just to like, I don't know, just pull it from the that might be interesting. Just pull it from the actual show or something. process. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Is this from Soul Leveling? Yes, this is. I am kind of recreating some fan art, kind of situation going. So yeah. There'll be a point where there'll be a point where I'll go through and this entire process will be a time lapse video, but then you'll be able to see it in its entirety. Digging the clothes so far? Yeah. Hey. Edges, and then I can go past it. I'll probably move it a little bit more out of the view, so to speak. Rotate it a little bit. Down there, dark tide. Okay, dark tide. Yeah, that was a game you were, as I recall, you were playing heavily at one point. So, okay, cool. You're finally getting back to that. Nice. Yeah, I was originally I was going to do the assets of this picture and of this bottom portion by hand, but I figured it'd be a whole lot easier to just just get them and then use them from somewhere. So yeah, I know it's cheating, but you know, for the Emperor, right? What is the mission? But what I can do is take some of this color and kind of do some glow stuff to it. So that's what I'm probably gonna do here. Change this to glow and then just kind of go over some text. So I'm kind of doing this because, like, in the show, it kind of appears as like this kind of bluish kind of energy. It has this kind of weird kind of glow to it. So this might be a pretty cool effect to have. Something like that could work. But yeah, I know. I remember Dark Tide. You were playing that for a while. I appreciate you coming by and saying hi. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. Okay. Let me know if the music is too loud for you or something like that. I got one more possible asset I might try to grab real quick, see if I can do something with. If I can find it. This might work, maybe. Yeah, of course. I've been trying to play some games, but I'm so tired. I just don't feel like it. Hey, listen, man, it happens. I literally kind of felt like that the other day when I was like I had an entire evening to myself to like do whatever. And instead of doing something productive, I was like, I'm just gonna chill and like had some food and I crashed afterwards. Like it was pretty you know, cut and dry. And it was a wrap. So I'm gonna open up another thing here. And then edit it, copy, and paste. Second verse into the first. This document must be freaking huge for it to be like. I know you're probably wondering, like, why are you flipping the images around? You can't see it like that. Well, the reason why I'm flipping it around, and I know that you're not probably thinking that the Unknown Revolution, but no, for people who are probably looking at it like, wow, that's weird. I'm doing it like that because, well, in reality, these things are floating in front of him. So from his perspective, he would be reading it frontward. So we would be looking at it from the back because they were visible to us. So that's why the images flip. Kind of makes sense when you think about it, and yeah. Sorry if the mic is picking up any slurs and pops and things of that nature. For those out there with sensitive ears, I apologize. I apologize. yeah, no, I appreciate you hopping in and hanging out. Nah, it's not picking up anything weird. My Amazon account is being I'm trying to log in, but it keeps saying the password is wrong. In fact, not. Oh yeah. Can't say I haven't been there and done that, right? It's annoying. I think now they're doing like a 2 point, like a point verification or something like that now. So they want to be all like super like safe and stuff now. Which, don't get me wrong, good on them. Just kind of annoying to go through. So. Lower the opacity here. Do the same thing. Oh wait. Damn it. All right. Two factor is a good thing, but it's just tweaking on me right now. Okay. Is this music good for you guys, or is it like putting you out sleep? Is it kind of like could you guys would it be better if I picked another track? What's up? Partner? Let me know if you guys are fucking with the music. It's just a touch too loud, but I like it. Touch too loud? Okay. I can, I could adjust it, so just let me go ahead and, let's see. Alright, that should be a little bit better now. Speaking of sleep, I think I'm gonna go pass out once my download is done. Yeah, man. Do your thing. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be up either. But then again, it's not even midnight on this over here yet, so. We are going to, keep it rocking for a little bit. Again, I'm just kind of, I realized I was doing a little slacking on the art for this picture, so I feel like this is pretty good. Um, I feel like the logo could go right here in the middle, so that could be kind of cool. So, yeah, having that be a darker background here is a good idea because it kind of makes the menu screens kind of pop a little bit. That's kind of cool. The only thing I gotta do left is hopefully get my hands on a PNG. And what do you know? And what would you know? Ha. So let's see. Now I got some options in front of me. I might do this one. See what happens. See if we can use this. See, because the thing I like to do when it comes to these pictures, when I can do them, is I love the idea of making things feel like they're official, even though it's clearly not. Like, I love the idea of being like, yo, what this looks kind of official, and then like when people ask me about it, they'll be like, oh man, that was dope, man, that's a pretty cool picture. Where you download that from? And I'll be like, I didn't download it, this is original. And then they're like, what? It's original? Yeah. I'm going to have to play with this a little bit, but yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, man. I remember I was telling a friend of mine, I was like, yeah, man, there's nothing better than multiply. What? That doesn't work? Overlay. No, that doesn't work. Lightning? No. Multiply. Wow, multiply doesn't work. That's weird. I mean, it wasn't really a true PNG then. Darkened? Kinda. You can still see the fucking chicken powder in the background. That's weird. This wasn't a real PNG. You lied to me. Anyway, you know what I can do? I can fix it though. All I have to do is do this. Select everything in this picture. download finished, so I'm gonna go to bed. Thanks for the stream. Oh yeah, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi. Appreciate you. I'm just gonna go in here and clean this up real quick. For the people who have popped in and said hi, I appreciate you guys. If it feels like it's lagging a little bit on your guys' end, it's only because of how big this fucking file is. That I just realized how big this thing is. This looks really rough if it close up like this. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like this wasn't a proper PNG. Probably should have went to like you can even tell like the quality of this is kind of bad. Now, I mean, we could try this again. It's not saying I have to like keep it this way. If we want results, you gotta, try different shit. That's all. If anything, this has just helped me kind of get an idea of where with the level, where the logo will probably sit if I go this route. It's obviously other different fonts and logo stuff, so. See, let's try this one. So everything is black in here. Turn this into a let's try this. Okay, I kind of like this better because of the coloration of this. It's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm already kind of seeing an issue. If you guys notice it too, um, it's kind of busy, kind of a lot going on. Gonna be kind of hard to figure out where I'm gonna put this. Also, it's gonna be also hard to read as well, leaving it like this. So, the only thing I can think of to fix this will be to add something like a backlight or backdrop to it. Something like this that will help it be easier to distinguish it from the rest of the picture. So essentially kind of giving it some, what would you call it? This would be something like a what would you call this? There is a word for this. I'm trying to think of it right now. It wouldn't be a shadow, kind of like an bordering or embossing, something like that. So essentially, just trying to make it legible, be able to see it. It's also helping it be framed by the, so again, helps it be able to be legible, be able to be read. I can kind of deal, fuck with the tone. I mean, of the deal with the opacity of this. That's cool. Something like that could work. Alright, let's see what we got here. I'm going to see if I can see if we can get some different music playing here. That's kind of cool. Sorry. Well, since we're in the soul leveling mood, let's see if we can get away with playing some stuff here. Okay. There you go. There you go. Okay. Always remember to save your work. Yep. And what we could probably also do to make this look a little bit more, epic is maybe add some. Maybe we could add some glow or something here. Maybe. Oh yeah, never go away. What don't afraid. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot this is a loop, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is a freaking. This is a loop. Alright, we're gonna try this next. Let's see if. Ooh, I don't know if this is good. Ooh, I don't know if that's a little rough. I was gonna say, not everything works as a lo-fi. I'm just gonna say. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can fix some of these real quick because I feel like this one is a little too in his face. So mm, interesting. Maybe I should maybe I should change the color of this slightly, like blue. I like a bluish purple ish. So it's also kind of I wish I could zoom in. Mm. Maybe I should. Okay, this kind of works. Hook that God love. That be sailing. Okay, I'm kind of fucking with it. Let's get it. You giving yourself what? Giving yourself the best shot. What? Giving your best shot. Get ya, go, we shot, we get ya. Gotta go, we shot, get ya. Head up. Okay, I'm kind of fucking with this. This is cool. All right. Get it, get out, get on to it. Yep. Okay, okay. Pay the bills, the bills. I got to pay the bills, the bills. What? Pay the bills, the bills. Is the way to hit reset. Let's get it, give yourself what? Giving yourself perfection. Giving yourself, giving yourself perfection. Yeah, so know what you got to get. Yeah, it everything. Solo, giving your perfection. Yeah, I'm fucking with it. It's cool. Yep. Reach out to get down, get in, get out, get on to it. Yeah, I'm fucking with it. This is cool. You know what? And this is how we bring a little bit of life to the. What we will do is that we'll put some highlights of this purple in certain areas of the picture. I gotta go in here and clean this up a little bit. Get in, get out, get on. Yeah. Sorry, guys, for this very tedious fucking. This very tedious fucking thing I'm doing right here. Just doing some more cleanup. again, the mission is to try to make this look kind of like a promotional. You know what I mean? Into the I will do my best. Similarity. Okay. This cleanup is pretty good. It's getting pretty good. Again, this isn't like an official freaking PNG. It would have been a whole lot cleaner than this. Like from afar, it should suffice. Unless you're going to be one of those type of guys who, no, goes in super close to see what all the details are, like me. But going back to the left right hand, now I can go back and fix this. Nope, that's not what I was trying to do. Oh, okay. How do you guys feel about that? It feels looking pretty good. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm digging this look, guys. I mean, we got the colors just about right. I mean, all the references are here. I mean, if you would ask me, this looks like it's about damn near finished. See if I can hide my not hide, but see if I can put my stamp on it somewhere. Somewhere like that. We'll put it right there. That way it can be found if you look hard enough. Like an Easter egg. So what you guys think? I mean, this works. This works pretty good. I'm gonna save this. I feel like the glow on the system isn't good enough. So, um, I guess that kind of works. Yeah, I kind of wanted to make this legible so you could kind of see what he was looking at, but I also don't want to make it like so legible that it's like I don't want to make it so like like it draws attention away from it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like I want it to be there, but I don't want it to be distracting. If that makes any sense. All right. Wait for my laptop to render. So, let's see. While we're waiting for that to. Oh no, never mind. I'd be really going on a tangent. Yeah, well, let's see if we can spice up the top image as well. Let's give this a nice little overglow to everything. Do a little bit of you call finishing touches right here, boy. Woo! rim lighting here. All right. There you go. There we go.
17 a brick. 17 a brick. 17 a brick.
All right. So that's the finished picture of that for now. Give you guys a second to look at that. I think that came out pretty well. We are, you know, since this is a Saturday night chill stream, I figured, you know, you guys might want to get some behind, well, not behind the scenes stuff, but maybe get a good look at some old stuff. You know, maybe we can take a slight stroll, so to speak. Gonna see about this. So you guys want to take a small little trip down memory lane, like that. So this is out of order too. Jesus Christ! All right. Let me see if I can pull up the. Before we do that, let's see if I can pull up the actual. Oh, so I never compiled these into a thing? I guess not. Interesting. I never compiled it into a thing. Alright, so there was an idea. Not to quote not to be quoting what do you call it, Samuel Jackson's version of Nick Fury. But there was an idea. There was a comic I was gonna work on at one point or another, but it never came to fruition. So it never got done. It never got finished. There was chapters made for it, but I wasn't the writer. It was someone else. But there's I have a bunch of scans, and then I have parts of the comic of the prologue we did, or that I did. Sorry. I figured you guys might want to take a look at some of these really, really rough early pages. Give me a chance to maybe, like I said, kind of go through and show you what would have been, right? So I just gotta figure out which version of this was the decent one. Was it this one? So this feels like this was a copy. So this was what? Hmm. Let me check this real quick. These are gonna be pretty old. Nope. Save. But yeah. So these were we'll leave those as a mystery for now. And you probably was watching me click those off. Let's pretend you didn't see that. So this was this one. Okay, let's see if we can pull this up real quick. So, some context. This was back, I want to say back in like 2000 and 13, 14, 15. So this is kind of old. The cool thing about Clip Studio Paint is that it used to be Manga Studio, which has a bunch of tools in it to create mangas. So at the time, I had Manga Studio, and hence the reason why I was making comics. So this is essentially what the prologue of my story was going to be. It's rough. It later on got flushed out a little bit further than this, but this was kind of a rough before the rough draft. Yeah, I went through iterations of the prologue. I had a situation where my laptop at the time had crashed and things of that nature. So, it was a rough time to as an artist, having your equipment fail on you countless times. So, this was one iteration of the prologue. Let's see if I can get this to. We're gonna go through this and hopefully so. Let's see. It doesn't really do the option of like. Oh, let me see if it does the thing. Let's see. Because sometimes you can go plus, 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 and it'll just bring up the, yeah, there you go. All right. So from left to right, it's going to probably do it like. Ooh, it does the 3D bind. You know what? Let's do that real quick. I haven't done this in a minute, guys. This is another cool feature of Clip Studio Paint or Manga Studio. It would take the. Oh wait, is that gonna slow up the process? Okay, so the cool thing about this program is that it will also give you a, what do you call it? Like a 3D version of the book, of the quote unquote book. So you can see what it would look like flipping through it from page to page, reading it like an actual uh, story, like an actual book. It'll create like a 3D model of it. It takes a little bit to process it, but I think in the meantime, will it let me do stuff while it's no? Or we just had to wait for it to finish. Here. Okay. That sucks. This was 50 something pages, so it's probably gonna take a minute to do this. So no, let's just cancel that. We don't have to go through all that. We'll just go through from left to right. Okay, so this was meant to be here a kind of like a showing of the planet, right? It says, "Let the eyes of the moon illuminate the path, lest the blind be doomed to wallow in the dark." That was the beginning of that. This was meant to be an establishing shot of the city and ships blasting off and things of that nature. Supposed to be like a double page spread. And this was meant to be a top-down view of like the streets and bridges and, you know, pandemonium in the streets, people gathering around and stuff like that. It was meant to be pretty chaotic. This was a scene of somebody throwing something and catching one of the guards in the face. Very rough. And then it cuts to our two heroes during this prologue, making their way downtown, walking fast. One character, the male character here, is named Ames, and his girl here is named, if I remember correctly, I want to say it was Sophie. So she says, "Ames, you can't run from me forever." I'm saying, and he turns around and says, "Who said I'm running?" So we spent the last hour going in circles on purpose. He said, "It's better than wasting time on a wild goose chase." He said, "But you never know until you try, right?" Then we have some internal monologue here. The future looks scary, doesn't it? But we have to be brave to face it together. All of us. With this really cool establishing shot of a dilapidated building. I was pretty proud of this. Because of the background, I had to import some assets and stuff to help with the sky and stuff like that. But it gave me a good reference of like shadow and how things were going to look. Here, this got changed in a later draft, but walking inside, walking down the hallway, going to an elevator. On said elevator, headed down to the basement level. We're here. We get an establishing shot of a underground laboratory. Her being like, "Wow, this place is huge." She says, "Hey Ames, try to make a good first impression." "Oh really? And how do you suppose I do that?" A voice calls out, "Try hello." Then we get an establishing shot of this figure here, who, well, let's continue, shall we? There's an intense little pause here. They look. He walks. I was gonna put like step, like sound effects and stuff here. Walks past him and says, "You've gotten taller." Walks right past him. Walks up to the girl, kind of looming over her, and he's like, "Sophia." So that was her name. I forgot about that. Her name was Sophia. I'm zooming in so you guys can see it a little bit better. Yeah. So Sophia, it's a pleasure to finally meet you. And he's like, "Thank you for taking care of my troublesome son." He's like, "Oh, it's no problem. Amy's quite the gentleman. So I see he takes after his mutt, and he does like an outburst here, which kind of, I did it to kind of like a cut off here, and then he's like, "Are you kidding me? What the fuck, man?" It's like an outburst and shit. And then the sign is like, "You have a lot of questions. The question is, try the fucking SATs, you asshole." Which I now realize I misspelled the word asshole here. Wow, okay. Like, try to come down, son. He's like, "No, don't you dare call me that." Do you still consider yourself a father after all this time? Would a father abandon his son when he was 7? His terminally ill wife? I had to watch mom wait by the window day after day, and the only thing she got of it was a slow death. This gets redone later. I think I do a better job of doing this page better, but that's kind of the gist of it. And then he's like, "Do you even remember her face?" He's like, "As clear as day. I can't imagine what you've been through the last 15 years. I know I've been a selfish parent. Nevertheless, we have to move forward. Now, for the reason why I asked you to come here." He's like, "Are you actually blowing me off?" Like, this is like, again, another outburst, right? And then there's some panels and stuff that's missing here. There's actual dialogue here, but I think that was the end of this that I got as far as this draft goes. It does go on. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom out and get a little further down the page. Get to here. Right. So these were buffers here to kind of help draw out the page count. Did I? I hope I didn't just do that. Okay. Nope. I did. Okay. Cool. So I guess I'll have to just briefly summarize what happens here. And wow, this thing is, oh boy. Do I have the what's the name on it? Oh, okay. So, yeah. So it's a colored page, but interesting. I don't remember having it this color on top of the page. Oh, all right. Anyway, so he pretty much says that he's like says because you're a tool, because I'm going to kill you. Oh, fool. No, I said tool. A fool. So there's some dialogue here. He says like, "It's because you're a fool." He's like, "No, it's because I'm going to kill you." And she's like, "It's because I'm pregnant." So it was kind of the reason why they came to see his father down in this abandoned basement. She mentions that she's pregnant, and she mentions that they're trying to leave on these ships that are getting ready to go off into space. Um, you don't have much time. And again, there's some fighting, some argument and stuff here. And this is another page I'm pretty proud of. Here is it was meant to be a collage of things that were like the side by side of like things that were happening while he was achieving him achieving his goals and stuff. So like having a kid, doing research but missing certain events because he was working hard, right? So that was pretty interesting. That was going to be a pretty good page. I think I actually did a better version of that somewhere. And then him realizing he's getting ready to be a grandfather, him interjecting their little fighting and being like, "Let's go," right? And then they kind of move. So yeah, I mean, this was all supposed to be yeah, it was all supposed to be prologue. Never got a chance to finish it, and Jesus, it's so much that happened, and it later on evolved into another version of the story where we needed to show what was actually at stake here and things of that nature. So I had to rework some things. Doing this little draft here allowed me to be able to get comfortable with drawing the characters a little bit better. I experimented with different angles, and there's some jokes that were written. Actually, funny enough, if you want to be technical about this, all of this was kind of like roughly sketched as well. I mean, not sketched. These were all roughly dialogued in as well. So I'm just gonna click that off. But the idea, which was ultimately going to be pretty cool, was that we were going to have one story, quote unquote, end, right? And then have the next one begin. So, essentially being like, okay, we're going to have the prologue end with that story, and then start start the next one, the next story or the main story with the new protagonist. There was gonna be the generational aspect to the story and things of that nature, and like I said, the whole generational idea and being like, okay, this lineage and things being passed down, etc., etc. So how far did this go? Oh, okay, so this is actually Wow. I didn't even get that far with this version of it either. My bad. You guys can't see it, but I have like a window pulled up here that's off the side. You can't see it. But anyway, some another aspect of the story was that it was supposed to revolve around a cast of characters that all of them were going to be related to planets and things of that nature. So there was an actual cast, and let me pull up that picture real quick for you guys. This is a hell of a throwback. But this was ultimately the cast of characters here. And this is all of them in like street clothes and for the most part. But when you come in to the universe, some of them will look like this, some of them didn't. Some of them won't. But these were like very early sketches and stuff here. So man, there was a lot of fun coming up with these characters. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll see something about trying to fix these, or maybe do a different version of this at some point, or maybe I don't know. This is what one of the posters or covers is going to be here. Very rough. Very rough. So this was a promotional thing here I was doing. Again, you could tell how old this was. I'm not saying that the my skills have gotten any better since then, but I mean I would say so. I mean, some people disagree, but this was a Halloween special picture. The main character with his love interest, female love interest, at a park in the middle of the I guess it was on their way back from like a party or something that they were at. So yeah, man, this is definitely bringing back some memories here. So if for anybody who's wondering what these characters were or are, the main character is named Adam. This guy here goes by the name of Eclipse. This was Irene. Our soldier here is Larissa. This kid here with the wrench is Damien. This female here is Maya, if I believe so. She's Rhea. He's Io, and there's one other guy here. Do I have his name here written down somewhere? No, I don't have a folder with a bunch of their names and stuff in it. Posters. Aaron. Let's see. James. James is the dude with the gun. Oh no, no, he's not. Huh. Wow, Jesus. This is I really do gotta get better at I definitely gotta get better at this at labeling stuff. I think it might have been named after the actual planet. I think I did that. But so this is where this was. Okay. All right. So, wow, this was the early version. Holy, I can't believe. See, so this is what happens when you dig deep enough. Pause. Okay, so this was the original. Was this the original? Might have been the original. This was the draft. Okay, so this is page 1, 2, I believe. This was the wide shot. So a lot of these made it to the other version that you saw. Right. So you know how like storyboards and things of that nature happen? That's exactly what this was. This was the storyboard of all of the. I was trying to figure out the flow and things from left to right, right? A lot of this stuff, like I said, a lot of the stuff made it to the next version. Some of these didn't. This version had had his father be like, well, he gets up out of his seat, and then he stands here, and then they have their little back and forth here. Being like, yeah, I got your message, etc., etc. All of this, wow, this is really rough. Holy shit. This was the original pacing. Before I went back and tried to take these and then integrate it into an actual manga studio template, like format. Yeah. So essentially, let's say if I can get up to the ending here, I'll just try to fast forward this to the ending here. They get to a point where they get ushered into a cryo lab, and then this soldier, if I can go back to here, yeah, this soldier character who shows up is a friend of the father, who ushers them to these cryopods where they'll get to go to sleep for a certain amount of time, for an undisclosed amount of time. And instead of going into space, they decide to go into cryogenic sleep. Before going into the pod, the military personnel gives them a letter and tells them to open it when he wakes up. Salutes him as he goes in, It has like the sequence here, like a boot down of like a 3, 2, 1 kind of situation, like right. Goes to sleep. Here, 1, and then it goes to Adam, and then we get the first page here of Adam waking up in class. And you probably won't think yourself right there is like, wait, I thought the guy's name was Ames. It is. Adam is a descendant of Ames. So what we did, and we were trying to be clever about it, was do the jump from past to present through the sequence of like a countdown, and then waking up in the present storyline, and then being like, and then it's this kid being in class, being woken up by his teacher, who scolds him about sleeping in class, and then going on from there. And then that was going to be how the first chapter was actually going to set up here. He gets up, the answer is Uranus, and he's telling me the center of our solar system is Uranus. Tells him not to fall asleep in his class. And then we get the introduction of the character. Obviously, this doesn't this does not go this way. This ultimately gets reworked. Walks out of class. There's a girl who's watching him. You'll find out who that is. And then he kind of goes through this whole monologue of walking down hallway out of school, right? Makes it to the front yard. There's some bullies. And, there's an altercation that happens. And so, yeah. So yeah, no, this was really, really rough and really, really oh boy, this was really, really rough. Damn. Trip down memory lane, right? This is us chilling, man. This is us, man. This is something else, man. This is old. This is old at this point. Holy shit. So many ideas, so many things I could have done. The problem is just that, I don't think the skill wasn't there yet. I know a lot of people say, oh no, just put the thing out there, and people will, if they like it, they'll fuck with it. If they don't, then they don't. I'm very much aware of my struggles, so these were posters that ultimately became actual physical posters. This one not so much. I did something different with that one. This one was about the same for the most part. I actually got these printed out to be actual posters. Where that file is, I cannot actually fucking remember. That was the file before. I think that might have been the file before I messed around and fixed everything to. Yeah, this is super old. Holy shit. Do not save. This is old. So again, you guys can't see this because of I keep clicking into the file open stuff, but there are versions of this character. I've done pictures for like side characters. I've done the logo. I'll put this on the screen here. This was another actual poster I did for it. The whole entire cast. The aspect ratio of this particular picture is terrible, but this was gonna be like a poster or something at one point. I'm trying to find I'm trying to see if I can find the file that had the actual like posters for the characters. So this is going to be a character sheet for this character here. Yeah, so that was so you can see I was even going through and making them character sheets, and there was some thought. People say that, you know, there's another popular thought that people have mentioned where people say like, hey, sometimes you, in order to like, you know, practice your work, sometimes you have to like create your own like project to work on. So yeah, so people can, you know, have something to work on. You know, you actually, you know, let's see what this one is. This was wow. Somebody, and you could tell like I was messing around like super heavy because like some of these pictures don't even have some of these files don't even have like full pictures in them. This might have been my favorite, one of my favorites, but the perspective was super off. So so this was kind of rough and kind of bad, and it was me trying to play with perspective, and it didn't work well. Let me click that off. Let's see. And I know this is very, very, you know, convoluted and a lot going on, but you know, again, trip down memory lane. Man, this was meant to be not Larissa. This is meant to be someone else, but there we go. That's what this was meant to be. Her and her gun, and very rough. Holy shit. So Larissa was our ex-military who her fiance or husband died, which then kind of allowed her to then take work as a mercenary or gun for hire, so to speak. So this was Rhea, who was our priestess character, kind of, sort of. So this is all just work for her and trying to come up with ideas for her look and aesthetic and a tattoo on her back and things of that nature. Yeah, again, very rough. I got some stuff that was also stuff that I drew by hand as well. This was a finished piece of work here. Of Damien. In his robot. So Damien has a robot where he can make it grow and get bigger and shrink it down to be the size of an action figure. That was his specialty, because he was a genius, whiz kid, and man, yeah. Wow, this is super old. Holy shit. Damn. I was so worried. I was so trying to like learn how to like blend colors and stuff and clips through your paint. That's how old that is. Let's see. I don't really have too much more else to. I forgot. Yeah, I did this one. I don't really have too much more. There's a bunch of other stuff that was on an older hard drive, and I still have this one. Okay, cool. This was another promotional picture. Would have been promotional. The name Wander, and someone walking like a wanderer, right? So like the last name, it's the last name of the main character. So you know, having him wander and then having the picture. It's kind of like those old like 2000 and like one poster for like characters from like Tsunami and shit. It'll be like, you know. So that was kind of cool. I really do need to rename these. Man, these are bringing me back here, man, for real. Um, why is these so? I don't know why these are so rough. Or so light. Is it coming up light on the screen here? No, it's not. You guys can actually see it. Okay. This character was a she think of her being like Rouge the Bat kind of character for the group. Um, she's a her name is Maya, and she was supposed to be like this aspiring actress who kind of a con artist, kind of, she can kind of get her way into situations using her feminine wilds, so to speak. And that was going to be her introduction. Actually was kind of crazy. Her introduction was going to be a show that the main character was going to go see, and she just happened to be like the lead actress in that show. It's like a Broadway, like a not so much like a Broadway show, but like a um um yeah, like a like a play, essentially. But it was also meant to be like the very first date that the main character gets to go on with the girl that he likes. So he's like, yeah, I get to go on a date with her, and then only for some shit to pop off, and then he's like, fuck, right? So they didn't even get a chance to fucking finish the show, because I think they made like intermission or something, and it popped off. So like I said, it was an idea. Thank you for listening to my rambling. Man. I've told this to friends of mine who I was working on this at one point, and they were like, "Hey, why don't you just revise it or just change some stuff and try something different, or maybe rework the characters, etc., etc." And I'm just like, I could. However, I think there's no way I can, I don't think there's any way I could, yeah, I don't think there's any way I can actually, revive this and, try to start all over. I mean, I could start all over again, but, oh, and this was the sketch. Nice. This was the sketch that then became this. There you go. Wow. Anyway, I see we have someone in the chat here, and he's been here for a while. How you doing? Sorry for you hearing, just sitting here listening to me ramble for Lord knows how long I've been rambling for. I'm just kind of going over some old stuff and wondering about what would have been. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon, so that was me trying to get the looks of characters consistent. Here's the profile for this guy I wanted to actually bring up, if I could pull it up. I wonder if that. So I'm hoping that this one has names for people. Yeah, I put names. Yes, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Okay, so Damien. Okay, but I didn't put names for everybody. Fuck. Okay, so clips. Okay, so Damien. He's like I said, he was our tech genius, Tony Stark tie-in character. This was gonna be his little character sheet thing here. Did I ever get to do Ares? No, I guess I never did. Okay, so he was supposed to come from Mars. That was his character. This was Rhea. She was supposed to be 5 foot, 102 pounds. actually. And she had two different looks. This was her in her regular clothes, and this was her in her more formal wear. This was IO. With the little shock collar. He's a convict, escaped convict, so to speak. He's not really an escaped convict. He is an inmate who, in exchange for his freedom, has to do a deed to save his sister. So that was his little backstory. That was me trying to do some turnarounds. Alright, so this was me trying to work on another side character and his hair and trying to come up with what braids would look like. It is very rough, but essentially this was his look for the most part here. The color is terrible, is all. This was the design for Ares, the robot. So he was supposed to have like this mech kind of look, like a mecha, but also like the look of an action figure at the same time. And then this was his original design until I decided to go with something that was a little bit more like, you know, like an action figure, like a toy. And I don't think I did anything else here. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do anything else here. Oh, I did. Okay, so this was again, some more tests or trying to get comfortable with drawing here. So that was cool. This is me trying to figure out what the different hairstyles would be for the one of my characters here. And man, this is dope. This was a dope little exercise. The one thing I will say is the same for me is when I lock in and I focus, I do some pretty good work. You can definitely tell when I lock in. Let's see. Already did it. Already looked at this. Man, I kind of want to look at. Where is it? I kind of want to look at this old test page I did, or page tryout. I think page test. Yeah, page test. So this is me trying to figure out like negative spaces with like black and stuff like that. So this was a scene later on in the story. Opening up the laptop. He has a new message. And it's like a voicemail message. Like, and he gets a voice that says, "Clipsy, how you been, pal?" Now I know you're probably wondering to yourself, how the hell did you get this channel contact? Yeah, I am. Well, guess what? I got promoted. And then there's some exposition here. I know, wild, right? I'm the new director of the R&D brand. The old man had a stroke about a month ago and bid it. Don't worry, I sent flowers on your behalf. Anyway, anywhere, I mean, in behalf. They were Benunias. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of cleaning up around here, reevaluating budget, organizing upcoming projects, and well, all cut to the chase. We need you back now, ASAP. And it's supposed to have been like this big realization. It's supposed to have been like, so yeah. It's a big thing. And this was me working on the page and trying to get the idea of like what a dark room in black and white would look like. Now, this doesn't look that particularly bad if this was going to be the style of the entire fucking artwork, but it wasn't. This feels very, 2001 cut out kind of. Yeah, it feels very old. Definitely dated. So I know this is all stuff out of context here, but it's meant to be out of context. I mean, you guys wouldn't get it, realistically unless I sat here and force fed you the entire story. So, and again, I could, but See, is there anything else here worth showing off? I'm not sure. All right, well, it looks like that might be it for now. Yeah, that might be it for now. Here's a fun little picture I did. Who doesn't like to see their characters cosplay, right? So this was my main character as Yugi, and then his side the other side main character Eclipse in a Kaiba drip. So actually one of my favorite pictures I did, because I tried to recreate the the Yu-Gi-Oh logo and stuff. It was pretty cool. Even going as far as to recreate the text here. This is actually the word astral in kanji behind them. So that was actually pretty cool. Kind of like how Yu-Gi-Oh would do it. But yeah. Freaking dope, man. This is blast from the past, man. Blast from the past. That was this was the sketches, okay. This. Anyway, you guys want to see another unrelated throwback? Let's see. Wait, is this the updated one? No, it's not. My bad. I'm just kind of. I just realized I had some other. I might have some other stuff here. Oh wow! I really did have this. Oh shit! Okay, so here's a good one. Here's a good one for you guys. Boom! If it pops up, come on, load in. This this was like the main character, but then like having like the picture of the Earth inside of the picture. Oh man, this is pretty cool. Um, so so the thing about Adam was that he was supposed to have this power that allowed for him to be able to manipulate some features of some stuff related to the Earth. So that was why I did that for him and stuff. This was me working on Dr. Shane. Not too bad, but yeah. This is 2017. That's how old that picture was. Jesus. Damn. Still going through some old shit. Sorry for the long pauses and stuff. I'm just kind of realizing that I still had like old stuff here. So all these pictures that you're seeing were off of my external hard drive that had a bunch of stuff in it. So I guess you know what? Does it have the original date? 2015. So wow. Yeah, 2015. This was about as old as I was making some of these pieces of artwork. Yeah, 2015. Jesus. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys for hanging out. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning here. I've been on for about 2 hours. I'm gonna go back to what we're originally working on. You figure that between that and this, freaking night and day, right? Oh boy. Okay. Even as this for being like a sketch and working on sketches and stuff, like this is still pretty good. This is a page from like nothing really. It's a scene from a D&D campaign I was me and a few friends of mine were doing, and this was a scene, and I was gonna have it play out as a comic page. See what it look like. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you, and this is the official finish. finishing look at the solo leveling picture. Thank you guys for hanging out and going down, taking a stroll down memory lane with me. It's been a long little day, a long road to get here, but here we are. Thank you for tuning in, and be on the lookout for the I can't think right now. Be on the lookout for the speed paint, where I'll cut a lot of this down and speed it up and all that stuff. Make it look all nice and shit. You guys enjoy your evening or day, whenever you guys catch this, and we'll be back soon, hopefully, with another live stream and some more kick-ass artwork. Until next time, take care and peace out.